Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Russell Barkley, and I'm a clinical professor of psychiatry at the Virginia Commonwealth University School of Medicine here in lovely Richmond, Virginia. I want to take this brief opportunity to alert you to the new publication of the second edition of my trade book, Taking Charge of Adult ADHD. I've spent the better part of a year thoroughly revising this edition and updating it with the latest research findings, and especially with their implications for how best to understand and manage ADHD in adults. You see, I follow all research published in the world's journals on a weekly basis, and from that I harvest what I believe to be the most clinically relevant findings, and then incorporate them into this book about adult ADHD. Now, like its predecessor, this edition is based on my theory of ADHD as a disorder of executive functioning and self-regulation. Self-regulation is our capacity to govern ourselves and not rely so heavily on being governed by events around us and other people. To be able to self-regulate, people have to develop at least 7 major executive functions that are part of the brain's activity, and especially the functional activity of the prefrontal lobe and its networks back into the rest of the brain. These 7 executive functions allow us to control our own behavior, largely through mental representations about ourselves, about the future, and about what our goals and plans are. Now, I wring out of this theory all of its implications, not only for understanding ADHD, but for more effectively managing the symptoms and improving one's welfare and daily performance. For instance, one of the insights from this theory is that ADHD is more of a disorder of performance than due to a lack of knowledge. People with ADHD are not ignorant of what they need to do. The problem is that they have trouble doing what they know, and that makes ADHD a performance problem. Now, what does that mean for helping people with the disorder? It means that a lot less time should be spent trying to convey knowledge and information to them as if they are somehow ignorant of how to behave. And more time should be spent rearranging the environments around them in order to help them show what they know. And the book covers a variety of strategies for how to do so. A second insight in this book that most people don't understand is that ADHD creates a form of time blindness. More accurately, ADHD leads to a nearsightedness to the future, so that people with ADHD struggle to anticipate and prepare for events that lie ahead in time as easily and as far ahead as others of their age are able to do. This means that people with ADHD wait until events become imminent or enter into the now, and only then do they strive to deal with these events and prepare for them, often not very successfully. Understanding that ADHD creates time blindness and serious problems with time management leads us to understand that we need to externalize the sense of time by using more clocks, timers, counters, and other clever devices outside of the brain in our workspace or in our daily life that continue to remind us not only of the passage of time, but when deadlines are arising, how much time we have to accomplish the task, and how much time has passed in trying to accomplish that task. In other words, time needs to be made physical and external. For longer projects, the book suggests that you break long-term projects into small baby steps, doing small bits every day until the work is accomplished and the deadline is met. This is much easier for adults with ADHD to accomplish than it is for simply sitting down and trying to do all of the work at once, or procrastinating and leaving it to the last minute when there simply isn't sufficient time to prepare adequately. So we need to understand then that one strategy is to look at a long-term project as a bridge that needs to be built from now to then or later or the goal. And our job is to break that bridge apart into small bricks. And by doing a brick a day, we are able to build the bridge across time and accomplish that work successfully. A third insight the book offers you is that ADHD creates massive problems with one of the executive functions called working memory. Working memory is holding in mind, actively held in mind mental information about our goals, how we intend to accomplish them, and the progress we're making toward them. All of this is actively held in our frontal lobes, and it guides our behavior over time. So working memory is remembering to do, not remembering knowledge or facts. And ADHD greatly reduces this working memory capacity. So the book offers a number of suggestions on how to address this problem, including offloading the information that is being held in working memory and putting it on external storage devices. That's just a fancy high-tech way of saying get the information out of the head and onto something else in front of you, such as sticky notes, do lists, calendars, and other simple low-tech devices that keep the information in our visual field so that we're more likely to be guided by it than if we simply attempt to hold it in mind. So I invite you to have a look at the second edition of Taking Charge of Adult ADHD. In it, I think you'll find that it is loaded with rich insights, not only into the nature of the condition itself, but more importantly, about all of the various methods that one can use to manage it effectively and lead a more successful and enjoyable life. Thank you for listening to this brief introduction, and I hope that you'll take a moment to explore this latest edition. Thank you, and be well.